going on, y'all? This is the HO2 Productions back with a brand new video. So we're gonna do something different this time, and I'm back making regular content instead of doing live streams. I know yesterday I did that like crazy, celebrating my graduation and finally getting my high school diploma. So shout out to y'all for showing your boy love and support, and I really appreciate that. So let's get into this review of the Evil Dead 1981 film. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Evil Dead movie is what made Bruce Campbell famous of the franchise, and this is also Sam Raimi's first movie before he went on to do Spider-Man and Dark Hero and all that. So let's get into it. So the film opens up when the gang are going to some cabin in the woods, and Scott was just telling them all about it. But as soon as we get to a scene, the cabin in the woods were just already weird about it, making random noises, doing things on its own. And once they open it, Scott actually went down to the basement and have a look around the tour, and Bruce Campbell is just looking absolutely horrified about this whole thing. And let's just say that this film, it definitely changed the game of how horror films are right now. If it wasn't for the Evil Dead, there wouldn't be any more horror films than this. This is actually the first movie that actually, you know, broke the ground of horror films what it needs to be done right. And there are a lot of legendary moments, a lot of crazy moments that were memorable. Even Ash, the character Bruce Campbell portrayed, he was a bit of a softie and a bit of a wuss because he was so scared to kill his friends because when they got possessed. And speaking of his friends, Cheryl was the one that was so freaked out about being inside the cabin. So she goes out to the woods and she ends up being sexually assaulted by the woods themselves. And there was a scene where she had her legs open and this little poke of a stick went in between her legs. And the actress who played her, she didn't even know that scene existed until they did like a documentary or a video on it. And I had no idea they did that too. I don't know why they did it. It's beyond me. I guess they just had a free world of just being pervs. But after Cheryl gets destroyed by the woods, excuse my apologies if I'm like buffering, whatever. She asked Ash to take them somewhere to find like a bridge or something to escape from the cabin, but to no prevail. The bridge was destroyed. It looks like someone put a bomb on it. So after that, her friends were playing a game of cards, guessing the characters, the kings, the jacks, the queens, the eights. But as soon as Cheryl starts talking in the most demonic way, well, in the most demonic manner, she ends up becoming more possessed, got the Undertaker's eyes all of a sudden, and for a few seconds, Scott comes in all confused, don't know what's going on. So Ash went to go check on her, but didn't work out, ends up stabbing his girlfriend by the ankle with the pencil. And there was tons of gore in this movie, let me tell you. So she ends up being kicked into the basement where the madness happened. So she becomes like a stone meth addict, like a zombie looking character. And the rest of the movie, Scott's girlfriend ends up becoming possessed after being freaked out. So he has to decimate the heck out of this woman, chop on her head, her legs, her hands, you name it. And she was still possessed. So after that, Ash and Scott hash it out, you know, arguing about what they're gonna do. So Scott decides to go out to the woods and try to find something to escape. But once Ash goes inside the other room, he checks on his girlfriend, and all of a sudden she becomes possessed because of the stab wound. And as soon as that happens, Scott ends up coming back, all beat up by the woods, and now he's going to be end up turning into a possessed zombie while dying. Towards the end of this film, Ash decides to throw the book that awakens the spirit from the woods into the fire pits, and it ends up creating more bizarre and yet scary looking moments. And I have to say, the practical effects, the visual effects, and the stop motion of the blood and the essence and the crazy stuff that comes out of a human's body once you kill that person or individual. Towards the end of the film, his friends are gone. They're dead, they're gone because of what happened to them. So then the evil spirits rush through the house and ends up getting onto Ash towards the end of the film. That is my review of The Evil Dead, and what are my thoughts on this franchise as a whole. I thought it was really good. It was Sam Raimi's first movie ever done, and the sequel is a bit of a comedy, you know, but scary at the same time. So yeah, the people who made the Evil Dead franchise, or the first movie, the original movie, not the 2013 version, I'm not a fan of that. But the original Evil Dead is by far the better one because it's the one that started all. There are a lot of great moments of this movie overall, and I highly recommend y'all checking it out if you have like regular Fire Stick, and if you have some type of app that allows you to watch free movies online. The Evil Dead is on there. You just have to watch it for yourself. But overall, The Evil Dead 1981 was really good. Well, I highly recommend everybody who is a fan of horror films. This one is for you. And this is Bruce Campbell's first movie, so shout out to him and the crew who did the Evil Dead franchise. And by the way, the 4th installment of The Evil Dead is coming, but too bad it's not going to be filmed in Cabin in the Woods this time. It's going to be filmed in New Zealand. I don't know how they're going to pull this off, but I hope that they do it right this time, so I'm not holding my breath. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below, and I will catch you in my next content.